What's going on? It's Sean. We're back at it again. And in today's video, I'm going to give you 3 ways you can improve your credit.
Here we go.
If you are finding my channel for the first time, we're all about self-help and entrepreneurship. So if that's something that interests you, I encourage you to subscribe. With that out of the way, let's jump right into it. Credit. It can be your biggest asset or one of your biggest liabilities. It depends on how you use it. It's so easy to get credit cards, whether it be from Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or if you're going to the grocery store such as Target or Old Navy. Everyone wants to give you a credit card, and that is for the simple fact that these companies make money off of your debt, and how they do that is by your accumulated compounding interest. See, if you don't know how to use a credit card or how interest works on your credit, it basically works like this. Every time you spend money on your credit card, there's an interest rate. Now, typically for credit cards, it's somewhere between 18 to 25%. If you're newer in the game, I would, err on the side of caution and expect it to be closer to that 25. So that means that they make money on top of you spending your money. You're going to have to pay them back with interest. So let's use this as an example. Let's say you have a $1,000 balance on your credit card. Well, 25% of that $1,000 is $25. So you now have a balance of $1,025. And that interest compounds because next month, let's say you didn't make a payment, the interest would accumulate on top of that $1,025. So you can see how credit card balances being ignored for a long time can add up pretty quick. So this is a good segue to the first tip, and that is to open a credit card. Now, if you don't have any credit at all, this is a great way to start building it, but there's some nuances to it. Like I said, you don't want to have a high balance because that interest is going to keep compounding every single month. And with that being said, just a side note, why it's a great time to take advantage of such low interest rates when buying a house in today's market, only because this is as close as we may ever get to borrowing free money. So if you don't know how to get a credit card, I would go to your local bank or credit union and say, hey, I want to start building my credit. I want to open up a credit card. And if you're like me, when I was initially opening my credit, they wouldn't just give me a credit card. I had no other credit history proving that I would pay back the money that I wanted to borrow. So what I had to do is I had to preload money onto a given credit card and show them that I would pay them back. Now, this only took a month, and then after that, they were able to give me a legitimate credit card. The limit was real low, but it enabled me to start building. So 2 main things to watch out for are don't let your balance run up high. Credit card companies, for whatever reason, like to see a balance of 30% or lower. So if you have a limit of $1,000, don't carry a balance of over $300 on your credit card at all time. That negatively affects your credit score. Piggybacking off that, you don't want to keep a high balance on your credit card anyway because of that compounding interest like we were just talking about. And just another sidebar here, this is why investments are such a good idea, because that compounding interest they're making off your credit card is something you can be collecting if you invest in, let's say, a Roth IRA or something like that. And if you don't know what a Roth IRA is or anything like that, I will explain that in a different video. So the second thing you can do to repair your credit, to either build or repair your credit, is to pay off what you have in collections. Again, along with the credit cards, there's some nuances to this one. The money that is in collections that has gone to a debt collector has already negatively affected your credit report. Most often things like this are from like a doctor's or dental office that you had a balance on that you just forgot to pay. And so what these offices will do, or the hospital or whatever, is that if they haven't been paid, they will report it to the credit bureau. That will negatively impact your credit score. Damage is done. You can't reverse it. Just take it on the chin and move on. And a debt collector will go and buy that debt. So let's say, again, you owed $1,000 to the hospital. It's been a few months. They haven't gotten their money. They'll sell your debt. They'll sell that $1,000 bill to a debt collector, and the debt collector will then try and collect that from you. Here's the catch. They did not pay the hospital $1,000 for your debt. They're trying to make a profit on this as well. That's why they're in business. So, with that being said, you can negotiate how much you pay on that debt. So if a debt collector calls you, sends you an email, or sends you something in the mail, pay it off, because that will dramatically improve your credit score over time. However, negotiate the price, because again, the damage has been done. Tell them you want to pay pennies on the dollar, and you're going to have to be aggressive and assertive because obviously they want to make as much money as possible because they're, again, in it to make money, and you want to get that off your credit report, one, and two, not pay them the full amount. So don't confuse this and think, oh, I'm just going to let all my debts go into collections. No, that would be terrible. But if something's already in there, make sure to negotiate the amount that you pay back and help yourself out. And with that being said, just a little bonus tip here is that I would pay off my smallest amount of debt first just to kind of get a snowball effect going. This is something that Dave Ramsey preaches on a lot. And if you don't know who he is, he's a financial peace expert. He's very good with money management. So if you're not familiar with him, I recommend you check him out. And the last thing that you can do to either build or improve your credit is to work with a credit expert. I am not a credit expert. I just know a little bit, and I'm just sharing what I do know with you. And I think that credit can be a great asset and something that we're all going to need at some point or another, whether it be buying a home or trying to get a new car or paying for something unexpected. Maybe you do want to keep a credit card for legitimate emergencies. It's something, again, we're going to need at some point or another. So hopefully this video can help you. Now, there's a ton of good credit repair agencies out there. I would just vet someone who's legitimate and who can help you. So check the references. Do you know anyone that has worked with them in the past? See how long they've been doing it. Ask for any testimonials and see what they can do for you and what they will charge. Obviously, you don't want to cheap out and go with the least expensive person out there because, again, this is your livelihood here. This is your future, so to speak. So you want to make sure you're working with someone good, someone vetted, and someone who will get the job done right for you. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, make sure you slap a like on it and share this video. This lets YouTube know it was a good video and it'll push it out to more people, and you don't know who may need to see it. So I appreciate you. I will catch you next time. Signing off.